Welcome to our island tour of Raftel, or Raftel. I think it's just Raftel. This island is named after the final One Piece island where the One Piece is allegedly located, and that's what I named my island off of. So we're gonna go ahead and do a tour today. I did try to do a tour before, and then I tried to voice over it, and I moved so fast that it was really hard for me to actually talk about what I wanted to talk about. And I actually did make some changes from then till now. And I'm not really the most creative person when it comes to video games, like, you know, whenever it comes to crafting stuff or building stuff. I just don't know if I really have the mind for it. But this is probably the most time I've spent in trying to make the island look somewhat presentable. So we're going to go ahead and hop over here to the start of Raftel. So this right here is supposed to kind of be like a ship port. You kind of see it like in islands for One Piece, or really just any kind of game that has like an island. There's always some kind of port where they have like a fish market and all kinds of different things. So over here it's a little clay furnace. I don't really know what this is supposed to be. I'm assuming that it's going to probably be something that has a chef and all that stuff, and, you know, maybe an eating area. I was thinking about maybe just doing an eating area in general, but I really haven't gotten that far in the thought process behind that yet. And if you look in the background, there's Rod, one of my favorite villagers. He's over there examining the little bamboo, young bamboo, whatever they consider that. I think I actually have one on me. It's the nursery bamboo that he's staring at over there. So over here is a little sushi bar, and also has a fish drying rack. I know raw fish and then not raw fish. I don't really know what I was going for there. But anyway, it's supposed to be a fish market slash sushi bar. You guys can see the little sushi chef behind there with his knife block. And we also have a little picnic here that has, I think, some sushi rolls in there and just various other foods. Still trying to develop like a little food area, and hopefully at some point in time it'll look more presentable. But you guys can see I have like the wood boards here. It's supposed to be kind of like a boardwalk, so it's supposed to kind of be, I guess, like, I don't know, pirate shippy in a way, or beachy. But it looks, I don't know, it looks pretty nice to me. Alright, so we're going to take you guys over this way. The path kind of splits into two here. We're going to go ahead and go up here. This is where the Able Sisters shop is. Not really too much to say about that. I tried to lay out things, you know, evenly, and I wanted it to flow in terms of where the shops are located. I may or may not change that at some point, but I think for right now this is a good location. And I'm still, you know, patching up the wood area here. This is supposed to be some more paths, but I'm still kind of going through. There's Rod again. Hello. We're going to hop over to Rod's house, and Rod's house has a sleeping bag on the outside that's actually a gift that he gave to me that I did not want. So I said, alright, well, I'm just going to pop this outside of his house, and if he wants to use it, then he's more than welcome to use it. And actually, there's times where he comes out here, he lays down on his sleeping bag, and he just stares at the sky for hours. he'll just kind of lay up there and stare at the sky. And I gave him a little lantern too, just in case he needed some extra light, if he wanted some outdoors camping, SpongeBob style. He's more than welcome to do that. So we'll continue our way back down here. You guys could see Bangle there in the background, and here is a spot which basically sums up all of these these paths. If you press the Y button, it kicks them up, and this is a spot that is bare now because, unfortunately, when picking up something, I have accidentally pressed the Y button, and what that does is it just kicks your little pattern up. So one of the drawbacks of a custom pattern, I guess, if you guys haven't tried out that yet. And yeah, we have some coconut trees. We have some pineapples, peaches. I'm trying to kind of create like an orchard. I've heard that's kind of the popular thing to do, so I'm kind of jumping on that bandwagon, and I'm trying to do that too. And then we have an anchor, which I got from the fishing tournament, and that fish drying rack I got from the fish tournament as well. So it kind of fits my little town theme here, which is supposed to be, I guess, One Piecey in terms of, you know, the surroundings and what, I guess, like the structures and all that. So we also have a lighthouse, which is always just cool to have. And I know there's different variants. I'm not really sure what color variants you can have, but this is the color I have, and honestly, I don't really even know what to call that. So I don't know what color shade that is. Then over here we have Mira, who is or I guess maybe it's Myra. She is a bunny, and she's like a superhero. She's wearing a business suit right now, and I'm not really sure why, because I'm pretty sure I did not give her a business suit, but usually she's wearing like a superhero outfit. She looks really cool and is one of my favorite villagers as well. I guess you could probably say all my villagers are one of my favorite villagers, so maybe that kind of lowers their status a little bit. I don't know. Over here is where a bridge should be if I had one, and I don't. But this is an ideal location for a bridge at some point in time. Yeah. So instead of going just straight that way, we're going to have to make our way around. Right here is a soccer ball, and this soccer ball is really special. This one actually fell out of the sky when I was making my patterns, and I just placed it there so I could have clean pockets, and it's been there ever since. So it's been there for probably about a week now. And eventually I'll pick it up, but not now. Over here we have Bengal. Once again, one of my favorite villagers. She just likes to sit places and block my way, and it's great. So we're gonna have to alter our little trip here and go a different way because Bengal wanted to sit right there where we were walking. Over here we have a couple different pools. This one I actually got from Kim, and she has different variants in her Nook Miles store, or Nook Miles redemption area. I don't even know what it's called. So she has that, and mine is actually this white one here, and it's just weird because, you know, obviously you have a different pattern, but this one also has a light on, and mine, even though you have a light inside of it, you can't even like enable it. You can't turn it on or anything, which is really strange. You would think that you would be able to turn the lights on and off if you want to, so it's a little disappointing. And I wish you could also swim in these, but unfortunately that's not something that you can do. So, yeah. Over here, Bengal is... kind of just push Bengal a little bit. Don't push your villagers. It's not the nicest thing to do. You can see an incomplete path here. I'm still trying to wrap it around. I kind of got a little lazy, though, so I stopped and then completely forgot. And now I remembered now, and I feel very upset about it. So we're going to go ahead and look at our kangaroo here. Kim refers to the kangaroo as a circus kangaroo because of her very intense eyeshadow. And she's sitting in a glove that, once again, while I was doing this path, fell out of the sky, and it's been there ever since. And it's going to remain there because every time I walk by here, someone is sitting in it. People love this glove seat. I don't really understand why, but... And here's another, I think this fell out of the sky too, and I dropped that. So if it falls out of the sky, chances are it's going to spend a little bit of time on the ground. That's just unfortunately how things have kind of been trending. So over here we have this other path, and it doesn't really lead anywhere. I didn't mention I had that snack machine and the lifeguard stand. I used to be a lifeguard, so I kind of had to make a pool area. It's like instinctual at this point. And of course we had that shell speaker there, which is really cool. We'll work our way back here, and over here is where the campsite is. At one point in time, this is where my mountain started, so this was right up against the mountain. I have pretty much been excavating all of that mountain area down because I don't really like having to take the ladder out, and I know you can build stairs, but stairs are pretty expensive, and I just kind of want my land to be flat for the most part. Still kind of playing around with what I want the mountain to be, though. So this is where the campsite is, so when they come, they show up here. I planted some flowers over here because I'm trying to get some pink cosmos because there's a shower head that I want to create, and hopefully I have crossbred these in some functional way. A little bit skeptical about that, but I tried. That's the most important thing. So we'll work our way over here. You guys can see some cherry trees. That's actually my national fruit. So yeah. More coconuts over here, and here's where I kind of started to build an orchard, and we have some oranges here, and really only a few. There's some baby trees back here that were actually still not growing in my last video I was trying to make, and I was like, I should probably change that if I make a new video. Well, I didn't, and they're still here, and they'll probably still be here the next time I take you guys through like an updated island tour. So it's just something that I forget or choose not to remember. So there's a ton of peaches here. This is my biggest orchard by far. You guys can notice once again some of the little trees that are sprinkled in here, and this tree that's kind of off the beaten path here. This one was a money tree, and I have not dug it up yet. So another little project I have to work on, and eventually I'll get over to doing that. So now you guys can see there's a lot of this area is kind of under construction. I'm doing a lot of digging. I'm kind of cutting around the trees just because I don't have anywhere to put these trees yet, and you can't store them. So I've been kind of just digging around the trees and kind of breaking down these cliffs, but eventually I'm going to have to bite the bullet and just take these trees all down and just place them on the flat land. But that's a little bit off into the future because the thought of it makes me not want to do it. All right, so we'll work our way over here. And over here we have a nice brand new bridge. This is the debut of our bridge, and I didn't want to block the waterfall, but I blocked the waterfall, and it kind of makes me a little bit sad. So I made another waterfall up there and also on top of that mountain. We'll pan up here. Boom, Statue of Liberty. That I got from Gulliver, so I thought that was pretty cool. It doesn't really fit the island theme, but I think it looks cool, so we're just gonna leave it at that. Over here is where a path is supposed to be, and we haven't made that yet. I guess me specifically, I haven't made that yet. And over here we have Spike's house, and Spike is awesome. Spike is a rhino, but he has like a gold horn, he wears a gold shirt, and he has like scars and bandages. He is really cool. I'm not really sure what his personality is. I think it's cranky, but he seems pretty good-spirited to be cranky, so I don't really know. Over here, we have Al, who is currently sick, and I refuse to get him medicine just because I didn't feel like going to the store at the time, so I'm going to have to probably do that after we're done recording, get him back to good health, and have his little monkey butt walking around this neighborhood all spry and cheerful. Over here, whose house is this? This is Violet's house, who is... she is also, I think, a pink gorilla as well. So, or just a gorilla as well, but she's pink. She's of the pink variety, or purple. Maybe it's purple. And then we have this, and I actually gave Bengal a pirate welcome sign. I think it's just a skull welcome sign, but I think that's very piratey. I'd like to actually give everybody that welcome sign as well. I think that actually looks pretty nice. It looks good with this color scheme of her house too. So this is her table out here. This is like the original table that they made me put out here. I've never taken it down. I have stolen some other people's furniture that I put out. I just wonder if they're just like, you know, what happened to my furniture? It's gone. Well, it looked tacky, so I took it away. And really, there's not really a ton of room for these guys to have furniture. I'm gonna eventually move all of these people, or all these animals' houses, to different locations to give them a little bit more room to run around, and give them a nice fenced-in backyard so they can go outside and, you know, take care of business. We also have Rodeo here, who is a bull. I think he's pretty common. I've seen a lot of people have Rodeo. He's good. He's fine. I don't have a problem with Rodeo. He's a very good-natured individual, so don't really have a problem with Rodeo. And then, of course, this is the goat's house, Stitches. And I got him from an amiibo, and he was my favorite villager in Wild World, and I finally, after all these years, have been reunited with my best friend. And unfortunately with Stitches, he is always gone, and I can never find him. But he's here somewhere. I've checked every square inch, but I've not found him yet today, so I don't know what he's up to. I don't know where he's getting his snacks from, but it's nowhere on this island, I know that for sure. And then over here we have Bertha, who is a hippo, and she is just fine. And you guys can kind of see back there my little turnip garden, which today is turnip day. It's Sunday. That kind of gives away what day it is, I guess. And here's Astrid's house. That was the kangaroo that we saw sitting in the classic baseball mitt chair. And yeah. So we'll make our way back to the backyard. This drying rack I placed here because I wanted to see what it looked like, and I never moved it. And we have a crap ton of turnips back here. Like, this is 600K worth of turnips, and just getting ready to sell them this week. Trying to make them bells. So we have those back there, and we're gonna actually hop back here before we go around the island entirely. You guys can see I dug a lot in here, all the way through, and there's a fossil thing there too, which we'll get a little bit later. And yeah, there we go. So yeah, we have a lot of digging that we've done. We've pretty much torn this thing up. We're gonna go ahead and hop up here though, and let's see where my ladder is. And it's gonna be the last one we pick. There we go. Alright, so now you guys can see once again, I kind of just cut around the trees here. Another fossil mark up there. I'm just going to climb up here. And here is what I really wanted to show you. It's a telescope. So, yeah. Very important. You can see back there, if you look on the horizon, there is some land structures back there. I like to think that my villagers use this telescope to spy on other nations. And maybe get some intel so we can figure out how to take them down. But maybe that's just a little bit too much. So we're going to work our way over here. This is waterfall number 1. There's not much to go by over here. It's just flowers and trees, which eventually will be taken down. Or maybe not. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. And then over here, more water, more trees, some weeds, some blue flowers, and that Statue of Liberty shadow is actually really cool. And there it is. There's our Statue of Liberty structure. Let me go to the other side because this is kind of difficult to see it from over here. Gotta get our trusty vaulting pole. There we go. And yeah, there it is. The Statue of Liberty in all of its glory. Up here right in the center of the water, which I think is honestly pretty cool. I tried to put like the textures. I kind of wish that the textures you laid down would cover all of the grass. I think that would look really cool if all of that was like that, gray color on the ground. But it is what it is, and I think it looks pretty cool. That's like the most proud thing in my town so far that I've created, and I wouldn't have known how to make it unless Kim told me how. Alright, let's move on to the rest of the island, which really isn't that much left, honestly. You kind of saw the brunt of it that first go around. Yeah, there's not really a ton to see, but hopefully in the next episode there's going to be a ton of things. You guys are going to not even recognize Raftel anymore. Or Raftel. Alright, so we follow the beach around here, and now we're going to be heading back to our path. There is Rodeo. And his little pink eyes, no pupils. And there's Bertha. She eating the sandwich. It's crazy that actually, I don't think I have that butterfly yet. Catch that butterfly. There you go. See, today we're gonna have an unboxing of the butterfly. This is a great purple emperor. Sweet. I haven't caught that yet. I'm pretty sure there's a few bugs that I haven't caught yet, but basically just kind of an organic thing. If I catch them, I catch them. Okay, so right now this is supposed to be where a bridge would go if I had one, but I don't. And I have a little land bridge here, so I just made it enough so I could just hop over. And something I found out yesterday, you can move your mailbox, which is just completely mind-boggling to me, because I'm pretty sure in the other games they were stuck where they were. You couldn't move them around. So I'm still trying to play around with where my mailbox is going to go. I might put it in my backyard. But right now it's just kind of in front of my fence, away from my house, because I had to put these textures down. And yeah. So let's hop into my backyard. Here is a cypress bathtub, which is cool. The water is nice and brown, which is good. We have a garden lantern here, which I don't think you can actually turn on. Yeah, I think it just automatically turns on at night. I'm not really sure. And then we have some bamboo, because you can't have a backyard without bamboo. And behind the bamboo we have a bike, because I'm afraid my villagers might steal it. And we also have a wheelbarrow, just in case my character feels like doing some yard work, and I don't know where he got all that dirt from. We also have a power power pole back here, which I think adds a nice piratey feel to the building. And we also have our little bathtub back here with this little bamboo thing, which honestly I'm not really sure what it is called, but it looks really cool, and I had to put it back there. It seems very relaxing, I imagine. I kind of want one in real life, honestly. And then we have, of course, more bamboo, more flowers. We have a peacock butterfly back here, which I think sells for quite a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and scoop him up too. We have to swap it with something. We'll just get rid of the diving beetle. That's kind of cruel. Okay. And I think, for the most part, we do have an air conditioner back here too, because you need to have air conditioning, especially now that it's spring and it's heading into summer. Yeah, we definitely need some air conditioning. And over here is where we started. And, I didn't show you guys the museum. So, we'll go over here. Here is the Nook store, which I put back here right next to the museum. I put a little dinosaur cutoff here on the museum, which is really cool looking, honestly. I'd like to get something else. Hopefully they have different variants of this dinosaur, because I'd like to put something here as well, because I think it would look cool to kind of have two different things. It honestly, having the dinosaur cutout kind of reminds me of like the I don't know, so like a kind of like a kids museum almost. Kind of gives back some vibes of my younger years, going on field trips and seeing like discovery zones and stuff like that. So I kind of like it being there. It's cool. I like it. So we have some apple trees and peach trees and all kinds of different fruit trees over here, which eventually will be moved elsewhere. And you guys can see I have a border of bamboo around my house, just to give me some extra privacy. I honestly hate it though, and I want to take them out, but you have to free up all your pockets, and you have to eat a ton of fruit, dig them all up. It's a pain, and I don't want to do it right now. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna make some other episodes, kind of going into my neighbors' houses. I don't know how I'm gonna coordinate that, because Rod wanted to make his appearance here on the episode. He wants to change his catchphrase. You guys get to watch this live right here on the island tour. This is like an added bonus. We'll go ahead and change it. Geez, I don't know what I want to change it to. You know what? We'll change it to welcome, because I always say welcome at the beginning of our episodes. So let's go ahead and change that to welcome. I think that's a good word. Oh, that's the wrong spelling. Here we go. All right, so we'll change that to welcome. It probably doesn't fit. My new catchphrase is welcome. That's right. This is probably going to be... Okay. Alright, well... yeah, so I'm going to have other episodes where I show you my neighbor's house, and then I'll show you my house. Right now, though, the inside of my house is completely and utterly disgusting, except for my podcast room, which you guys have seen. Or if you haven't seen that, make sure you check that out. Our most recent podcast episode and all of our podcast episodes in the future will be taking place inside this house. So I'll get to show you guys the rest of the house probably in the next time I make an update, which will probably make these weekly, I guess. So this time next week, probably make a little house tour. Maybe update you guys on the island if I've changed it that much. But yeah. So until next time, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check out the other videos on this channel. And yeah, We'll see you guys in the next episode.